And Team Nigeria Boxing won a total of 10 medals, consisting of 8 gold and 2 silver medals at the just concluded 13th African Games in Ghana. The sport's contribution to the overall medal collection at the Multi-Sport Championship ensured the country finished second with 47 gold, 34 silver and 40 bronze medals to come second behind runaway winners Egypt, who earned 103 gold, 47 silver and 43 bronze medals. Could boxing have done better, going by the fact that this is one of Nigeria's strongest bases in sports? And joining me on Afrosport Now is Omonlei Imadu, a boxing expert and promoter with Yucateco Boxing. Good to have you here, Omonlei, to discuss the prospects of boxing in Nigeria.
Thank you, Naomi. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, and the first thing I need to ask you really is, what have you made of the boxing contingent in Ghana? I'm talking about the Nigerian team now. Of course, we know what their performance is by the medal table, but from your view, your perspective, did they do enough?
Yeah, first and foremost, let me give kudos to the Nigerian contingent that went there. Come to think about it, Nigeria went to the All-African Games with 11 boxers, and out of 11, we came back with 10 medals, 8 gold, 2 silver. Well, when you look at the ratio of what we took in there and what we got, on that note, I'm going to say that's a wonderful outing, a wonderful performance. But however, we can do better than that. We can do better than that if we had gone to that given competition with the full contingents, have a whole lot of boxers, because there are so many more boxers, whom we're not able to actually go in there. So we just went in there on selected weight categories, Probably the story would have been better than this. But nevertheless, we try to put in more effort, and I think it's a lesson, meaning probably in the nearest future or the other games ahead, Nigeria will be going with full contingents, and that is why we are where we are. We are striving to make sure we put all our best.
Okay, I agree with you totally that, they did their best in Ghana, and that there's room for improvement, as you say, as well. But I want us to consider, what do you think is the highest ceiling for the boxing contingent, even away from the African Games now? How high do you think these guys can peak?
Honestly, with what we've seen, my honest opinion is still remains the fact that Nigeria, we need to wake up. We need to change the way we do things in area of various sports, like boxing specifically. When you go in there, your assets determine what you're going to be bringing back. Now, in Nigerian, basically, did we go in there with our full asset? Have we been able to harness? The question is no. The question is no. Now, that is all African game. We have the Olympic coming sometimes in between June, July. How many boxers is going to be representing Nigeria? You see, I think that is the question.
I mean, there are concerns, genuinely. Of course, there are concerns. But now let's talk about you, because your work has not gone unnoticed, by the way. But what are you doing in your capacity to improve and develop sports, boxing particularly? What have you done, and what are you looking to do in the near future to continue to develop the sports boxing?
Yeah, thank you. Sequel to our earlier discussions, it still boils down to the same fact that we know we're still lacking behind. Boxing is not where it has to be. And just we're seeing the result now in the case of Ghana, and this has been part of the issue that brought that gave birth to the Yucateco Boxing League, which we concluded the first season by making sure we just can't leave the government alone to this if we want to achieve the desired result that we've all wanted, by bringing boxing back as one of the #1 sports in Nigeria as it used to be in the early 80s. Now, in the first season, we've identified consistent platform where boxers can actually actualize their dreams. There are a whole lot of boxers in there who want to choose boxing as a career. But like I said, the government can only do little, because we have to consider a whole lot of economic factors that do affect them, So if we leave it to the government alone, it's not enough. That's why somebody like us, we came up with that wonderful, beautiful initiative that will run for the first season, where over 200 boxers were actually engaged. We went deep down to the trenches to get them out and give them a consistent platform where they can actually improve on the talent, get ready consistently. And believe me sincerely, we've seen, the good part of the job we've been doing now is going to come into limelight when we are approaching the next Olympic, which is going to happen in Los Angeles, because it's a long-time goal. You know, there are a whole lot that were developed, that we discovered, and they are on the path. You know, the All African Games, we know I can see my products. Few of my products are in there, you know, and that is because of the good work we've been doing since 2016. The amazing thing was season 1 was fantastic. We saw a whole room for great development, and we don't want to stop on that. It ended in February 9 of this given year, and because of we vowed for a consistent platform, and that means we actually don't want to give a breathing space as well, because there are still more in there. We don't want them to be discouraged, you know, so they have to continue to train. That's why we are preparing assiduously for what? Rigorously for the season 2, which is going to come up in May 24.
Okay, as you can see now on the screen, now we're seeing women in boxing, and it begins to prick me as a question in my mind. Really, what kind of prospects can we expect from women in boxing in this part of the world?
A lot of prospects, a whole lot of prospects. You know, you see, we Africans, let me just give you a little synopsis. You know, 2/3 of the entire black race population in the world is Nigeria. That innate ability to excel in sport is already in us, but what are we doing to develop it? So it's not something that is just that has to do with just the male alone. You know, like they said, what a man can do, a woman can do better.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is why immediately after the league, I decided to also come up with another kind of product under that same umbrella of Yucateco, which is Yucateco Individual Women's Boxing Tournament. And because we just want to encourage a whole lot of females out in there. You know, there is still this notion, we have a lot of our females do not believe boxing can actualize their dream with the game of boxing, even though they have that given talent. So there are a couple of them. I was even surprised to have over 20 of them in, you know, in weight category who came in to vie for that given championship. And I can tell you, we've seen more than 16 among them that I know, wow, these are the kind of people that is going to give us good medals.
That's interesting, really. And of course, so all you've been saying pretty much shows to me that you're a visionary. I've always thought from a distance you are, and now your words most definitely has confirmed that. And you also spoke about the Los Angeles Olympics and how you're preparing for that. There is one coming in Paris very soon, and we at Afrosport here will surely be interested in bringing you back to share your thoughts on the boxing contingent and how they fare when they get to Paris. But for this one, thank you very much for being part of the show. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank you, my brother. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.